So this is what we had to deal with as a student movement when we came up. And we were part of this, some of us were part of those political parties, DP, UPC, and all that. In particular, we had to reject the politics of identity of tribes and religion that the opportunists were pushing that time and ever since. Imagine somebody says, we form a party of Catholics. That's how DP was formed in 1954. We need hours, a chafe, hours, megwa. Even if something is rotten, but megwa. Megwa is actually for a chafe. You don't know our language. Me, I'm always busy with my people. Then the UPC now, the Protestants, the Catholics have beaten us. Let's form ours. So they formed the UPC. Now, a man called Ike Musazi had tried, but this man started in the 1920s, was organizing the unions, the farmers, from the 1930s or 20s. So actually, Ike Musazi was organizing on a national basis. And in 1952, he formed the Uganda National Congress. This Kare Kehura, his father, Kare Chezi, John Kare, was a very active member of that UNC. Then these people, the Catholic elite, say, we don't want this one of all, want ours. DP, 1954. Mugwanya and I don't know who, Sebastian Chibuka and others. Then the UPC, 1960. The Catholics have beaten us, we should form ours. So theirs was UPC. Then our wonderful Mengo group, Kabaka Yeka, 1961, formed Kabaka Yeka. So that's how we got. These were the politics we found ourselves in. And they will say, Echetu, Echafe, Megwa. You as who? You of course you would know what they are talking about. In particular, we had to reject the politics of identity of tribes and the religion that the opportunists were pushing that time and ever since. After a decade of analysis, by the time we metamorphosed into a liberation movement with the launch of the anti-Amin struggle, we had arrived at a diagnosis of what we thought was the problem of Uganda and maybe Africa. Is that people like General educated and from the oppressed masses, came forward to join the resistance we had initiated right from the student days. Their education and ability to write and read documents in English quickly qualified them to work in the intelligence and the political sections of the army. Some like Tinyefuza, Magara, Tumwine, Tumkunde Henry, Sande Mukuru, etc. also took on combat roles early in the fighting. As already pointed out above, even the PCs, having undertaken command courses after the NRM came to power, were able to fill the gaps created by the massive death caused by natural causes among the historical combat commanders. The UPDF, NRF, or NASA were able to, broadly speaking, maintain its trajectory of launching Uganda on the path of liberation. We identified 3 problems, and these are lack of prosperity, what I told you, poor housing, poor hygiene, poor health, and so on. No education, no transport. Secondly, lack of strategic security. Thirdly, the failure to use the clear brotherhood of the African peoples. The lack of prosperity has already been described above. Poor housing, lack of education, poor health, poverty, etc., etc. What is the medicine for that? The answer is to create prosperity. But then the question is, where does prosperity come from? Our answer is that it comes from every adult, omuntu yenna omukulu, participating in the production of a good or a service that is then sold. This is our answer. To create prosperity, every adult must participate. You can participate as an entrepreneur, you are the owner of the business. Or you participate as a worker for the entrepreneur, but you participate. You must participate in producing a good or a service and selling it. If you do that sustainably, you will get money. As you produce a good or a service, you must have a kibaro, chura, otita. Do you know rugubara? Have you ever seen rugubara, how they look like? Oh, there's a rugubara here. Our default. So for the rugubara, the chibaro is otita. Aymar is ateso, akaramajong. Calculating the maximum returns in earnings from the selected enterprise. You see how efficient our languages are. When I tell you to do something with the Chibaro, I don't have to add all these wrong things. Calculating, wrong, what. Very efficient. Your people, the only problem of the African people was leadership, political. But otherwise, everything else, language, food, culture, very, very, very powerful. Agriculture, language. This one I don't have to describe, to calculate. Oh, koromoromo nekibaro. Finish. I don't have to add anything. You know what I'm talking about. So once, if you say that is the answer, that prosperity will come from producing a good or a service and selling it and doing it with the chibaro. Then the next question was, who will buy in big quantities and sustainably what you produce, the goods or the service, who will buy them? It is the answer to this question that helped us to debunk the pseudo-politics of identity. To answer this question, you hear how I will answer it. Who will buy what you produce? We found that many Banyankore did not buy the milk, the beef, or the bananas, which are the products of those people, of theirs. Why? It was because many of them have similar products. A does not buy from B, and B does not buy from A. Who then are the buyers that mainly buy what the Banyankore produce? It is mainly the non-Banyankore or the Banyankore living in towns that buy the milk, the beef, and the bananas of the Banyankore.